Hello, it is Thursday, March 19th, 2020. It's the day Bruce was expected to arrive back in Boston. I mentioned yesterday that he got a flight back with Lufthansa leaving Nairobi on Saturday, March 21st. Things got a little more complicated yesterday after I made the video because apparently there's no more buses transporting people from Arusha to Kenya anymore. So we came home and looked at options. Kenya's closed their border to non-nationals and non-residents. So how is Bruce going to get to Nairobi? This thing never seems to have any answers. Things change like all the time. So last night we got on the computer and we booked a flight on Precision Air or Kenya Airways at 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon to get Bruce to Nairobi. I'm really hoping that they let him on the plane and that they can add his other itinerary so when he gets to Nairobi, his bags go straight onto Lufthansa and then en route to Boston. But that's still to be determined. Also last night, I was able to get in touch with Delta. Spoke to a guy named Sean, super nice guy. The problem is there are all the flights they have. Delta has one flight to Amsterdam from Amsterdam to Boston daily, and that flight is full for a long time. So he checked it every day to see what was available, and I can now leave, and I am booked on a flight like 2 weeks later though. So now I'm not leaving until April 5th, and I get back to Boston on April 6th. Luckily, they were able to rebook me leaving from Kilimanjaro Airport. So I'm bypassing the Nairobi thing. Even though I flew into Nairobi, I am now flying out of Kilimanjaro. So it looks like things are going to be okay for me. It's just going to be a pretty lonely and very quiet 2 weeks here. The schools closed yesterday, so as you can see, I'm at the playground right now, looking at it, and where it's usually full of children playing and having fun, it's now it's empty, and it breaks my heart because it's not here to just be sitting. It's supposed to be enjoyed. So the school is closed. It gives us some time to get a few things done. Our watchmen are going to be leaving at the end of the month, and Sam is going to move on to campus to keep things at bay. And we're going to try and keep them busy. So today they poured a concrete floor in our volunteer lounge, or our visitor lounge. Now, if only we had some visitors coming, that would be even more awesome. And if school was in session, we can have the visitors have fun with the kids as well. But that's not happening for any time. I was watching the news earlier today in America, and I was watching all these, let's call them millennials or Gen X's, I don't know what they are, but young people down in Miami Beach, and calling this COVID-19 the boomer killer. And I found that really, really disheartening. And what kind of parents do these kids have? And what do they teach these kids? I mean, they feel like they won't get it and they won't get sick or they won't die from it, but it's okay for them to spread it and give it to other people. I know that Italy's on a lockdown and we should learn a lot from them. Norway's on a lockdown. A lot of these European countries, and the number's much higher than we can even imagine, because people who aren't sick aren't getting tested. So, and I think the death rate is pretty low, but it's still really disconcerting because, I'm not 30 years old anymore, and not that I would die from the disease, but I might be sicker than someone who's 30. So that's what we're dealing with now in the United States. People who just are selfish and people who don't really care about anyone else but themselves. The rate in Tanzania has climbed up to 6, all outside cases. 2 foreigners, as I mentioned yesterday, a German and American in Zanzibar and Dar, and then some Tanzanians who traveled. One went to South Africa, one was in Switzerland and France and Germany, I believe, tested positive. So they're keeping a really close eye on it. I know in Kenya it's now up to 7. And we are in the beginning stages. I am hunkered down on this campus, trying to keep myself busy. Today, Bruce and I, made some pretzels and we played some Yahtzee. And this evening, I guess, pending whether we have enough electricity or Tanesco decides that we should have power, we'll keep up with some more news. In the background, you can see our beautiful mural. Some of it painted by Tay Lyon, an artist from California, and another local artist came and finished it up. So again, everything is quiet here. Our playground is not in use right now. Our swings are usually swinging high, our seesaws are going, and now everything is dead. All right, so we're still hunkered down. I'm going to be here for a lot longer than Bruce now, what seems to be 2 weeks. And ironically, he's going to be in self-isolation or quarantine, I guess, when he goes back to the United States for 2 weeks. And as soon as he's done with the quarantine, I come home and the quarantine starts all over again. So the timing isn't optimal, but I'll be okay here. I have some computer work to do. I'll grab a book and I will bake and give out some goodies to the kids in the neighborhood and get some computer work done. And other than that, I guess I'll be back to the United States on April 6th. I also, when they booked my flight, I wanted to know what day April 5th was. So I looked and April 5th is Palm Sunday. And April 12th is Easter Sunday. And it made me think back to 2009 because Easter Sunday was on April 12th in 2009, and that's the day we celebrated the opening of the church, St. Jude's in Tanzania, and that's how this whole thing started. So anyway, we're okay. We are self-contained here. We are in a what do they call it? Social distancing on 3 acres of land. There's only 4 of us on site for the next foreseeable future. And we look forward to the day the kids can come back to school and the teachers can come back to school and life can resume to normal. But again, in these times, who the heck knows when that's going to happen. Anyway, stay well and take good care of yourself and your family. And we'll see you tomorrow. Good day.